93. My name is Vibha Vade and I will be your sergeant at arms for this meeting. Since today's theme is 10 seconds of courage, let's experience it rather than just talk about it. So I will be asking you a question. You have to answer it to the person sitting next to you. I give you 10 seconds to do that. And okay, so the question is, which role you wish to volunteer but you are too scared to take it? Now answer it to the person sitting next to you. Ready? Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the 10 seconds. Okay? So now you all know the name and the role to suggest to our VP Education. Yeah, they will suggest, they know. So for the benefit of guests, we have some guests, I guess. So who are wondering what Toastmasters is, Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization founded in 1924, and members deliver speeches, practice impromptu speaking, and provide evaluation, feedback in a constructive environment. Okay, so to ensure the meeting runs seamless, we have some ground rules to follow. Please put your phone on switch off mode or put it on silent. I give you 5 seconds to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, please do not cross-talk while the speaker is on stage. If you wish to exit or enter the room, please do it during applause only. Please be mindful about the topics such as sex, religion, and politics because these are very sensitive topics. Refreshments will be available during the break, and restroom is available right at the corner of this room. So now, let's welcome the president on stage, who is professionally a principal delivery manager at an AI startup who deliver projects, manage people and projects. When I asked our president what risk he would take with 10 seconds of courage, he said he has told his clients multiple times that do not reach out on his WhatsApp number because that is personal, but they don't care. So now in result, he has to work even on Sundays. And now he has taken a big risk by putting his phone on silent mode. So let's welcome on stage the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Sayuj Varghese.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. How's the Josh? Wonderful. Yes, it took me a big risk. I put my phone on silent mode. As some of you have seen, I was just speaking to my team out there and saying that till 7 o'clock, do not disturb me, but you never know when the client gets antsy. So anyways, thank you, Vibha, for explaining about Toastmasters. Bright Hearts is just one of the clubs within the Toastmaster community. And it's still an infant, just 2 years in existence, but we have made mark in not just in the area, division, district, but even in Toastmasters International. Toastmaster International gives incentives to the clubs through DCP points. Get more DCP points, you'll be given certain awards. The first year, the maximum DCP points, you get the President Distinguished Awards, in which we won it easily. Last year, it was Medley Distinguished Awards, in which we won very easily. And this year is still Medley Distinguished Awards, and we are at 3 DCP points compared to, and we have 7 more to go, so please give yourself a round of applause. But what I'm more proud of is the members of Bright Hearts. We just don't take up roles in the club. We take up roles outside the club, in the area, division, district, and not just any roles. We have chief judge coming up. We have our engagement manager from District 227 as part of Bright Hearts. So we all encourage each other and we take part in a lot more activities than just coming on stage during the meeting. So please give yourself a round of applause for that. I do see a guest in the room, so why don't you please come up, tell us your name, how you heard about Bright Hearts, and just talk about just 10 seconds of courage, any topic that you have. Or just tell us your name and how you heard about Bright Hearts.
That's okay. Hi everyone, my name is Mayank. I am a ML engineer by profession, like many others in Bangalore. I am currently working and living in Belandur. Now coming to how I heard about Toastmasters first. So I have a friend who has been going to Toastmasters for like 1.5 to 2 years now. And I have seen how he has grown. Like he was also a very shy person, but now he can organize events and everything like that. So that is something that has motivated me. Like I should also start. So I've been exploring the clubs here. I've been to a couple of clubs more, like HSR Toastmasters that happens on Saturday here. I've been to Sarjapur Toastmasters, and now this is the third one I'm seeing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes today and maybe join it. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayank, and I hope that your search for the Toastmaster Club ends here today with Bright Hearts, and the VP membership is... So you can contact her after the meeting. I do see 2 more guests. So why don't you please come up on stage. Sir, you please come up on stage, tell us your name and how you heard about Bright Hearts.
Hello. Hey, hi, I'm Lakshay. I'm a product designer with Intuit. So my wife is joining Toastmasters coming next month. So yeah, that's how I know. And I've been here a couple of times, just here to support her today. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Thank you.
Lakshay.
Lakshay, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Lakshay. That's a very unique name. So, good. So behind every man is his wife. Okay, can I have you on stage, please? Tell us your name and how you heard about Bright Hearts.
Hello everyone, my name is Divya Mangal and I got to know about Toastmasters from one of my mentor. So basically I wanted to give a speech on design and things that I know about design, and I had this fear of standing in front of people and speaking, and it's like I can't speak, but I'm not able to speak in a way which I can be able to relate to people and do a better storytelling. So for that, I'm joining Toastmasters from next month. So I'm that wife.
Thank you, Divya. So that was the last time that you come up on the stage as a guest. Okay, so from next month onwards, you would be joining us as a Toastmaster in Bright Hearts. And with that, I declare meeting 93 open. Today's theme is a wonderful theme, 10 seconds of courage. That reminded me of my first speech that I gave in Bright Hearts. It was a speech about skydiving. It started off as a drunken dare, but the morning when I landed up at the airport, at the airstrip, and I saw the rickety plane, I was like, fine, let me do it. Got into the plane, I was beep scared. Okay, and I had my roommate with me and I looked at him and said, dude, I'm not going to drink again. But then that's a moment I never, I remember that moment. The instructor pushed me onto the door of the plane. The plane was open. I could see those lush green fields, those roads. I was like, dude, I'm going to die now. And it reminded me of those waivers that I signed. It reminded me of writing the suicide note. But then it took me 10 seconds for the instructor to push me out of the plane because I was holding the door very tightly. But then once I was off, the adrenaline rush, that peace, that tranquility was just amazing. And post that day, I decided I should be doing things that I'm afraid to do. And that is what Toastmaster also gives you. Each and every one of you at some point in time were scared to get on the stage. But today, you guys have come on the stage and expressed yourself and become a better person. And to take this meeting forward is someone who I got to know almost 9 months back. Working in the company, and the first project in the company that I worked was with him. And I was amazed at the dedication and the sincerity that he had towards his work. And I was so glad that he joined Toastmasters and Bright Hearts. And in Bright Hearts, he has grown as a person, as a speaker, as a leader. And he does not just contribute to the club, he contributes outside the club. So please welcome Toastmaster Badri. Badri, 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 Badri.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. How's the Josh? Hi. Before we begin to our today's theme, I want you all to imagine certain scenarios. You had an answer, but you haven't raised your hand. The speaker on the stage asked for a volunteer, but again, because of your insecurities, you haven't gone for that and you are waiting for someone to volunteer. There might be some time where you want to have a particular discussion about the project, and because of the same insecurity and with low courage, you haven't had those discussions and later you have regretted of what you have done. Ladies and gentlemen, our today's theme is 10 seconds of courage. And the tagline of today's theme is the moment between the fear and action. When you stepped out from today's meeting from the Mushroom Studio, I'll make sure you all will leave at least one of your fear that you have currently and take the next step to move forward. We will be doing certain activities that will make us more courage. As a team mod, I have responsibility to explain the meeting structure. But before that, I want to touch up a personal stories with the theme. During my childhood days, it was in my schooling, I was a very reserved person. I will not raise my hand. I was always in my comfort zone. And slowly it started hitting, and while doing my bachelor's degree, have stood up front for each event that is coming towards me, for each opportunities. I've raised my hand, I've volunteered for it, and by doing that, I got good amount of networks, and slowly I've built that courage inside me. This continued to my masters as well, where I've did my masters at Grace University. I've brought those courage in my masters, and it was induction day. It was the first day where we all gathered in a big room. It was more than 250 plus students sitting there. We never know each other. It was the first time we were interacting with each other. And there was this professor came to the event, and he was conducting a particular task. He asked for a volunteer from the audience. It was a task and he asked for a volunteer. I had only 5 to 10 seconds. I don't know what will happen once the task is done. Within those 10 seconds, I've raised my hands and I had the courage to step to the stage. I went to the stage and I've performed that particular activity, and I have completed the task and I've get back at the seat. This courageous step I had been very successful ways for me in my life, because the same professor and me contributed a lot of workshops in my university because of those initial interaction. And whenever he is addressing juniors, he will always used to illustrate my name. You know, there was a guy called Badri. It was their first day. He had those courage to raise their hands. So you all need to follow those kind of courage. So this was a good interaction I had with my professor. So in the end, I'll always say, we all know what will happen once you completed the task, but at least you will not have that regret of not doing that particular thing. As the meeting proceeds, today I have the responsibility to introduce the meeting structure. I will introduce general evaluator. He will introduce the tag team. Next, we have a section called prepared speeches section, where we have 3 prepared speeches and followed by the evaluators segment. Next, we have table topics after the break. Once the table topic is done, evaluators will be proceeded to the stage to give their evaluations. And next, our general evaluator will give his report, and the presiding officer will wrap up today's meeting, and then we can all network. This is the whole meeting structure. Without a further ado, I would like to call the general evaluator of the day. Before inviting him, I have asked him some set of questions. It was a very simple question. I have asked him, have you ever said yes before you even felt ready? And the answer I got was mind-blowing. He told, it happened multiple times to me. I haven't felt ready, but I have conveyed yes. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Mani Kumar. Mani, 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 Mani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Badri, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening to all the bright hearts and the future bright hearts. Good evening. The 10 seconds of courage happened to me today, just a couple of hours back. I took that courage and planned myself to arrive the venue 2 hours early. But because of, as you know, Bangalore weather, been hitting the rain, the storm, the wind. And I took that courage that I don't want to stop and don't want to miss this meeting, and I'm here right now. And thanks to our online meeting and the setup, where I could able to join the meeting and hear all the meeting happenings right from the start. As Toastmaster of the Day introduced, myself Mani Kumar, and I will be the general evaluator of the day. What's my role is that to glance and glimpse through the meeting proceedings and how it is happening right from the start to the end. While I do so, that we will be performing and coming back to acknowledge and nudge those role takers who took that courage and come on stage today in this meeting as a speakers and the role takers. Do you think it is all possible to do it alone? Going through all the meeting, observing each and everything? Obviously no, as I get the answer from many head nods. That's why I have an army of the courageous role takers of tag team members. These tag team members who will help me and support me to analyze this meeting and see how the meeting happening and what can be improvised to make it even better in our coming meetings. For that, first and foremost, I would like to invite our timer of the day, where I asked, what was that 10 seconds of courage moment in your life and made it more success? His answer, I'm sure it is going to repeat today once again, is that come on to this Toastmaster stage. He decided once and he's continuing it. Put your hands together for our timer of the day, Toastmaster Somil.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters. It takes a lot of courage to come on this stage, right? And the moment, whenever I'm on the stage, there are two separate kind of emotions that run through my body. First is, I'm trying to recall the speech that I have written. And there are various emotions that are going through. And second set of emotions trigger when I see these cards. For example, the moment I see the green card, the first emotion that triggers is sign of relief. Okay, finally I have made it. No one is going to disqualify me. The yellow card depicts where you're contemplating. Okay, should I add more stuff to my speech that I removed in the morning? And the interesting card is the red card, where you have last 30 seconds left, where you're concluding the speech, but at the same time your eyes are on the red card and your heart is going like, oh, am I going to mess it up or not? You know, you're in a panic mode. So today you will experience the same kind of emotions, but question is when? So for prepared speeches, the timings are 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will show a green card. At 6th minute, I will show a yellow card. And at 7th minute, I will show a red card. For evaluations, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will show the red card. For table topics, we have max time of 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, at 2 minutes, I will show the red card. We will have a 30 seconds of grace period once I show the red card. I will be back with my report after the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Somil, for sharing about the timings for each of the role takers. Moving forward to our next role taker. While today I was coming, there was many humps and bumps on the road. Same thing I always felt whenever any public speaker comes on stage. That's where to address them, to catch them rightly. Today we have that role taker, which is going to be measuring and observing those crutches, called as our counter of the day. When I asked a question, what's your 10 seconds of courage to avoid or the repetitive crutch words when you come on stage? That role taker mentioned that she's improving upon to control the usage of I mean and you know repeatedly on stage. Put your hands together to welcome on stage our counter of the day, Toastmaster Junmin.
Good evening, courageous Toastmaster and their guest. Our theme for today, 10 seconds of courage. What courage means to you? We often think courage is about taking a huge step or taking a big decision. But sometimes it is as simple as taking a 10 seconds of pause before you hit the stage and taking few seconds before you deliver your speech. And try not to use inappropriate sounds or words. That's where my role today as AHA counter comes in. So, friends, I will be observing and making a note of all the crutch words, filler words, repetitive words that you try to fill in while you are delivering a speech. And at the end of the meeting, when the general evaluator will call me, I will present the report to you. But don't worry, I'm not here to judge you, but to count each and when you had the courage and nudge yourself not to use the inappropriate words. So, all the best to the courageous speakers and bring on your A game. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimin, for mentioning about the R counters, and to add further to every role taker. It is all about when you're speaking, there are certain things, as our R counter said, or so. And there are certain repetitive words also that comes to the speakers, like you know, right, right, right. So those are some of the normal tendencies of any speaker. That's where our R counter helps to measure and monitor those crutch words. Moving on to our next step. Whenever we come through roads, definitely the direction signs are important, isn't it? Otherwise, can you reach the goal where you want to go? So that's where for today's any of the public speaking, we all need that grammarian, that expert grammarian who will help you the direction with those directions and also the sentence, and also provides those words, the vocabulary usage better. To make this, I asked our grammarian of the day, what was that one word which takes you the 10 seconds of courage to put forward to others? Any guesses what word does our grammarian likes? The answer is please. So put your hands together and welcome our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Anna.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the grammarian for this meeting. It is my job to evaluate the grammar usage of this meeting from the beginning to the end. I will be looking at proper usage of grammar, exceptional phrases used, quotes or words, but I will also be noting down the improper usages of grammar, any grammatical mistakes, tenses that you get wrong. As a grammarian, it is also my job to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day I've chosen is nudge, which a few people have used already. Thank you. The meaning of the word is a gentle push as a noun. So you can use it in sentences like, the email was a gentle nudge to pay the bills. It can also be used as a verb, as an action word that somebody is prompting you. So the timer nudged the speaker with the timer cards. With that, I would also ask the audience, whenever somebody uses the word of the day on the stage, please give them a thumbs up. This will not only encourage the speaker, but also nudge the rest of the audience and the role takers to use the word of the day. Thank you. And I will submit my report when called upon by the general evaluator.
Thank you, Arna, for giving that grammarian, which is an important direction for any public speaker. So moving on towards our next role taker. As you know, as like our Bangalore climate, which is always very special to all the Bangaloreans, and it's very unpredictable. So likewise, our next role taker, our special role taker. When they asked, what's the 10-second courage act you want to do today? His answer was, I may want to propose her. I don't know who is her, but I wish all the best. And put your hands together to welcome our special role taker of the day, Toastmaster Samarth.
They say curiosity killed the cat, but this curiosity is going to to make sure that you guys answer one simple question. I'm not going to ask the question right now. Good evening, Bright Hearts. I'm Samarth Agrawal, the mystery master for the day. My job here is to keep an eye on everyone of whether who's listening to the meeting or they're just pretending to listening by nodding their head. The ground rules of the questions I'll be asking are they can have options or they can be open-ended. And let's get started. It's a simple sample question. What are the topics you should be mindful to talk about? History, religion, your HR, or talk whatever you want to. Yes, religion is the right answer, and if you give the wrong answer, there will be a punishment. I'll save that for later. So that's it. I'll be back at the end, and I'll test your listening skills. Till then, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for explaining that mystery master role. I'm sure, are all the audience ready for that? Yes. Perfect. Yes. So you're all going to challenge our mystery master. Let's see who wins. Yes. So my dear audience, this is all my 4 role takers who are geared up and all courage to make this meeting and observe and count all the things rightly and precisely. Are you all ready? Yes. Are you all ready to nudge each other? Yes. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks to our grammarian for choosing this nudge word of the day. Thank you. Yes. I wish I will be the top users of the word of the day, and I will challenge. I nudge all the role takers to be the top speaker to use that word of the day. So we. Someone say yes, yes. So let's continue the same spirit and keep nudging each other and be that courageous one in this meeting and speak bold. With that, let me welcome back our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Badri, on stage and lead this meeting forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manikumar. Now we are going to do a activity. I hope all of you have balloons in your hands.
Can you pass the balloons, please?
Can you help me in distributing the notes, sticky notes? Yeah. You had a. Then, or distribute
Careful
the
pieces, like stick it on the balloon.
Pop it.
Just like little. Pass my picture. किसी के पास marker pen? Everyone has a Please count.
Good to hear those nuts from all the audience. Hope you all got balloons, sticky notes, and pen.
Yes.
Yeah. I want you to write one of your biggest fear you have recently.
Biggest fear?
biggest fear that we have. Yeah, that is the only thing I want you to write. I want you all to write your biggest fear. Nobody's going to read it. I don't need your names and everything. Just write your biggest fear. That's it. Not right. No. No. Hope you all wrote your biggest fear. I'll give you 30 seconds to complete this. Timer, please raise your red card after 30 seconds. All of them are very furious, do nudge the balloons. Done. Hope you all written your biggest fear. I want you to hold this balloon till the next section comes. Don't do anything. Don't do anything right now. At the end of our prepared speech segment, I have a interesting segment around this one. So don't do anything with the balloon right now. Hold it with you. No. Other ones you can pop. With this, we'll move to the next segment, which is prepared speeches segment. Before we introduce our prepared speaker 1, let me introduce our evaluator 1 for the prepared speaker. I've asked him if you could borrow courage for 10 seconds from someone, whom it could be. And the response that I got was very devotional. He answered, Jai Hanuman. Without further ado, let me welcome our evaluator 1 for the day, Toastmaster Deepak Kumar. Deepak, 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 Deepak.
So, good afternoon or good evening, dear bright hearts and the guests. I would like to say special good evening to my target speaker. He's completing today a level 2 project 1. The title of the project is Understanding Your Leadership Style. And purpose of the project is to talk about your predominant leadership style or styles, and also share some aspect of his primary leadership style, or talk about in general about all the leadership styles that are there in the book, our guidebook. So all the very best to my target speaker. I would nudge you to do better than all the speeches you have done. You do better than all of them, and all the best. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak Kumar. Now let's welcome our prepared speaker 1. Before inviting him, I've asked some sort of courageous question to Mr. Speaker 1. I've asked, tell me one nervous moment that you had in your life, but you have decided to do it. And the response I got was hilarious. He went for a house party, it seems. The house party members dared him to sing a song. He was eventually nervous at the start, but he decided to do it. and he sang a song at the end. Without further ado, let me welcome our prepared speaker 1, Toastmaster Priyansh.
Dutch.
Toastmaster Priyansh. Learning to lead Toastmaster Priyansh.
Have you ever added something in your Amazon cart, stared at it for 5 minutes, and then closed the app without buying it? If yes, congratulations, we have something in common. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest.
Good evening.
For the last 12 months, I wanted to buy a television. Last September, I added a brand new Samsung 55-inch television in my Amazon cart, and I walk up to my elder sister. Didi, can I buy this TV? No. And our conversation ended. 1 month later, I repeat the same thing. Didi, can we buy this TV? No, Priyansh, this is an impulsive decision. We don't need a TV right now. And honestly speaking, she was right. After this, for a few months, instead of asking questions, I realized that I should ask questions to myself. Can we afford this TV? Are we going to enjoy it? Is this something which will be useful for us? And then, after almost 2 months, I went to her and asked again, Didi, can we buy this TV now? But this time, we take care of all the expenses and we made sure there's no urgent finance lined up in near future. She said, okay, let's buy it. And just like that, I bought a brand new Samsung 55-inch TV mounted in a home where both me and my sister enjoy watching TV shows and playing games. This event taught me something. When different perspectives are involved, the quality of decision improves. Here the decision was to buy a TV. Simple. But instead of taking this decision alone, I involved the concerned parties. Or might I say, concerned funding parties, and then took a collective decision. And this is exactly what a democratic leader does. A democratic leader involves everyone, hears everyone's viewpoint, and creates sense of ownership. Here, the decisions might take longer, but they are often stronger. While going through this project, I also realized that I just don't apply democratic leadership in my personal life, in many other aspects of my life. Like office, Toastmaster, back in college, I was always a democratic leader. In January 2026, I became the Vice President membership of our club. Just before the membership renewal, I had to travel to my hometown for almost a month. And mind you guys, membership renewal is the most busiest time for any VPM officer. Initially, I thought that I'll manage everything on my own. But then I remember the TV conversation and the democratic leader in me activated. Instead of handling everything alone, I sat down with my associate VP membership officer, divided the work, discussed the challenges, and she came up with the follow-up idea which I would have never thought of alone. During my absence, she contacted members, handled guest interaction, and made sure that the renewals continued smoothly. Looking back, VP membership taught me many great aspects of leadership, like encouraging participation, welcoming guests, resolving challenges, and creating sense of ownership. While I am a democratic leader primarily, in future, I envision becoming a transformational leader. A transformational leader is someone who inspires others through their visionary ideas. And unless you is a transformational leader, you cannot be the president of this bright club. Correct, Sayuj? Yes. And for sure, I want to be the president of this bright club one day. While going through this project module, I also realized that leadership is not about one perfect leadership style. It's about how you adapt in different situations. A crisis needs an autocratic leadership. A beginner needs a coaching leadership. A team decision needs a democratic leadership. So if someone asked me today, what is your leadership style, Priyansh? My answer is simple. Democratic leadership comes naturally to me because I think when people are involved, we make better decisions. But leadership is not about involving people. It's about how you adapt in different situations. A team decision, whenever there is a team decision, I want to lead with my democratic leadership style. When the future needs to be shaped, I want to lead with my transformational leadership style because I don't want to be known for one leadership style. Instead, I want to be a leader who knows how to adapt. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyansh. Now it's time to welcome our second prepared speaker. Before welcoming our prepared speaker number 2, I would like to welcome our evaluator 2 of this segment. I've asked him a courageous question. What one courageous step you took in your Toastmasters journey? And he replied, he used to do a lot of experimentations on stage. And I also agree with that. Without further ado, let us welcome our evaluator number 2 for the day, Toastmaster Aditya Patnaik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Badri. I guess all of us are courageous here. We are here to play some or the other role today because there are only guests and role takers in the meeting. And you have nudged yourselves to come to the meeting and to come on stage to give your best. So kudos to all of you. Okay, so the next speaker today is going to present her level 2 project 3 in her pathway, which is focused on effective body language. And the purpose of this project is to deliver a speech with the awareness of intentional and unintentional body language. So it is for herself to nudge how to learn, practice and use non-verbal communication while delivering a speech. Timer, please note, 5 to 7 minutes is the length of the speech. All the best to my target speaker and back to the team order.
Now it's time to welcome our prepared speaker number 2. I've asked her a courageous question. Have you ever surprised of saying yes? And she replied, she have felt surprised by saying yes. At the same time, there was a moment she regretted by saying yes for certain scenarios. Without further ado, let's welcome our second prepared speaker, Toastmaster Manjarika. Toastmaster Manjarika, 3 AM stories. The 3 AM stories, Toastmaster Manjarika. All this.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. Raise your hands if you're scared of ghosts. Awesome. I'm also like you guys. So you all will be able to relate to this speech. So I guess everyone else can leave the room right now. Just kidding. You all can stay because I want to complete this project. I have a secret to tell all of you. I haven't watched a horror movie in 3 years. That is, ever since I moved out of my parents' house and came to Bangalore. The day I stopped having my family to fight against the ghosts if they come. When I moved to Bangalore, I lived with a roommate in a PG. And my roommate was a replacement to my family to fight away the ghosts if they ever came. However, my roommate liked to visit her hometown now and then. Whenever my roommate went to her hometown, I used to play devotional songs all night just to keep me company, so that the ghosts will not decide to come and give me company. So at the every smallest creaking of the door, the flickering of the light, I will go, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. That was to warn the ghosts that they are not supposed to mess with me. However, even that didn't work sometimes. I had to call one of my close friends to sing devotional songs all night, live on call, just so that I could get some sleep. This was how I was. And this process taught me one lesson, that it is one thing to actually be scared of ghosts and completely another to let your friends know that you are scared of ghosts. Because the moment you tell your friends that you are scared of ghosts, congratulations, they have found their favorite form of entertainment, which is scaring you. Suddenly, they only wanted to watch all horror movies with me, and all scary stories have to be told to me no matter what. Let me tell you a recent incident that happened. I was hanging out with a particular long-haired friend. Let's call him Akash. And another friend, let's call her Chutki. It was 3 a.m. and Akash, who 100% knows that I will never ever want to hear any scary story at any point of time, decided to tell me about the paranormal activities that happened right in that house where we were sitting in. Chutki had dozed off at this point of time. And Akash started telling me about the creepy voices he heard, about the strange shadows he saw in the house. But I was not buying it. I knew he was bluffing. However, it was 3 a.m. in the night and I was half scared and half rolling my eyes. And suddenly, Akash went, Manju, my head is aching. I don't feel so well. And I was like, okay, Akash, you can stop your acting now. But Akash kept complaining of his headache and suddenly he went motionless. And now I am scared. I was like, okay, Akash, I believe you. Please stop right now. And now suddenly Akash goes into a full-on fits, thrashing his legs onto the couch. And I am terrified. I run to Chutki. Chutki, wake up. Chutki, look at Akash. And then Chutki lazily wakes up and she is like, Akash, don't scare her. Stop what you are doing. And then Akash stops. But that was not the end of the night. Later, we decided to go and sleep. Before that, I went to the restroom. And I came back. Ah! I saw a maniac head popped onto the dining table with a crazy expression. It was Akash again. I was like, Akash, what is wrong with you? And then I walked to the bedroom. But now Chutki was with me and she was awake. And she wanted to tell me a paranormal story about her friend. I was like, Chutki, I have to sleep alone tomorrow onwards. So please let me sleep. I don't want to hear this story. But Chutki was like, I want to tell you this story. And she was insisting. And I was like, okay, fine. And by the time Chutki started narrating the story, we hear a slight creaking of the door. Did you hear that? And we both look back. And from the behind, a figure comes screaming, ah! And I got so scared that I hit him with a pillow. It was Akash again. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how our night ended. So in conclusion, was I still scared of ghosts? Yes, I am. And will that ever change? I think probably not. And did I do the biggest mistake of sharing with you all my biggest fear just for the sake of a speech? I definitely did. But then, bring all the paranormal stories and abnormal entities and ghosts and whatever you want towards me. I will always have my Om Jai Jagadish Hare with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjarika. Before moving to the next speech segment, I would like to share a few courageous, inspirational stories from real-time personalities. As coming from a cricketing background, I've always admired of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He had his government job in hand in railways. Because of his passion towards the game, he dived towards his goal, and now we know what kind of person he is with respect to the sports personality. We all know Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs kicked out from his own company, and we know how he eventually came back. So these kind of real inspirations will give us an additional booster for us to achieve a lot in our life. Now, let's welcome our prepared speaker 3. But before that, I would like to welcome our evaluator number 3. I've asked her a question. Have you ever taken up a Toastmasters role that you ever felt ready? She replied, it was a Toastmasters meeting and she took a team on role. Eventually she was nervous, but once everything is done, she was happy and she never regretted that. Without further ado, let us welcome our evaluator number 3 for the day, Toastmaster Maria.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Badri, and thank you, Arna, for murdering my innocent balloon that Toastmaster Badri had prepared. But I will be evaluating my target speaker, who is giving a speech on Level 2 Project 3, which is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. So my target speaker is urged to speak and share some aspect of her journey as a protege. Protege is somebody who is a mentee, as well as how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. Best of luck to my target speaker, and a gentle nudge to make your speech not a report on the Toastmasters pathway mentoring, but rather sharing your experience. Best of luck, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Now it's time to welcome our prepared speaker 3. Before inviting her, I've asked her a courageous question. I've asked, what is one thing you have had scariness, but now it's not there? She replied, she was nervous of getting married, and eventually now she felt it is like it not less than a kung fu or a karate. Let's welcome our prepared speaker 3, Toastmaster Pooja Barik. Pooja! Pooja! Toastmaster Pooja. Start with one, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Can I have raise of hands if you've ever felt that everything is happening at once and you don't know where to start? I remember a time when I was facing a difficult professional situation. For your information, I am advocate practicing in Bangalore. So now you can imagine the next day morning there was a bail matter to be addressed. And at present, I had drafts to make, calls to attend, judgments to be read, emails to be answered, and a couple of client meetings awaiting for me. Chaos, right? Everything came to me at once. I tried to solve everything together. The more I thought, the more confused I became. That's when I decided to take a break. I called up my beloved grandmother my Amu. She could sense my state of mind. I explained her the situation. She asked me one question. What is that one thing that you would like to address? I said, there are so many problems. Tell me, what is that one thing you would want to actually solve? When your mind is crowded, don't make decisions about everything. Decide only what is important right now. I immediately rushed to my workstation. I segregated my issue in 3 segments. First, what actually is happening right now, what needs my attention, and what I can control. Definitely my next day court hearing could not wait, so I focused on that. I prepared the facts, identified the key issues, read the relevant judgments, and concentrated on my submission. And boom, it worked. I realized that mentoring doesn't always include answers. It is also about giving better questions. Years later, I was stuck again. It reminded me of Amu. I had ideas, but I did not know how to address them. That's when I joined Bright Hearts Toastmaster. In Toastmasters, they reinforce the same lesson what Amu had taught me years back. Pause, listen, find the real challenge, and act with purpose. So on that note, I want to share a small experience with you. 2 days ago, I called up Toastmaster Mani, asking him to help me turn my story into a Toastmaster mentoring speech. He suggested connect your experience with your Toastmasters assignment. He suggested ask yourself why that story matters. How would that teach you? What would that teach you? And how that would help you learn the lesson. And finally, how would you implement that through your story? And that you are hearing right now. I have been mentored by many other mentors as well, like Wasim, Akshay, Debsha. Each of them have helped me at different point in my Toastmasters journey. Sometimes they have helped me by giving feedbacks. Sometimes they have helped me by improving, by giving me a challenge to improve. And sometimes they have simply said, you can do better. I remember Toastmasters not only helped me become a better prodigy, but also it has helped me to understand how mentoring is helping me in my real life as well. So, with that, I also remember saying that mentoring is not about teaching someone what you already know, but it is also about helping someone get better than they were yesterday. That reminds me with the saying, once a mentor, always a mentor. And perhaps someday I will be that mentor for someone else. So Toastmaster, I will leave you all with this thought. We always remember people who give us success. Let us also remember people who gave us clarity when we were lost, courage when we were finding ourselves, and question that helped us believe in ourselves again. A special thanks to my mentor, Toastmaster Mani, and to all those mentors who have actively supported their mentees. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. Now, I want all of you to get back to that activity. All you can take your balloons in your hand. You were holding your balloons for such a long time. You were holding your balloons for such a long time, which has your fears. Now, I'll count for 5 seconds. Once I completed the 5 seconds, I want all of you to blast your fears. At the same time, we can all blast it. 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glad that you all used your nuts to get rid of the balloons. Now let's vote for the best prepared speaker. You will be seeing a QR code scanner at the screen.
Guests who are having a problem in connecting to internet, please connect to the Wi-Fi named Mushroom. The password is also Mushroom, everything is small.
Give me a thumbs up if you completed your voting. Let's wait for 30 more seconds. Responses. Still we need more responses. Please make sure you're voting. Yeah. Meanwhile, we have some announcement from Mushroom Studio. Let's welcome Ananya for it.
Next Saturday here, 10 a.m. we have an event. It's called Bonds and Banter.
Hey, you said that, no? Let's all gather. Good evening, Toastmasters, once again.
Good evening.
How's the Josh now? How was your tea and samosas? Samosas not there. Okay, how was your biscuits and tea? Great. We had come to the conclusion of team watch segment. Hope with the balloon experiment that we did had embraced our fears. We blasted our fears today, and I hope when we left this Mushroom Studio, we will not be having those fear you wrote anymore. Now it's time to get into the next segment, which is table topics. To perform this table topics, I have a dynamic Toastmaster. When I asked her, what do you do when you have no time to prepare for a role? Then she replied, I'll simply trust my gut and instincts. I believe myself to make that role in a better way. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our table topic master for the day, Toastmaster Pragya.
Pragya.
A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. Today's theme is about courage. 10 seconds or it may be 20 seconds. For some people it takes more than that to take up some courageous decision. And something horrible happened with me on the last Friday evening where I took a very courageous decision to save my life. On Friday evening, when I finished my work and meetings, I was with my headphones for complete 2 hours. And then after 6 o'clock, I came out of my bedroom and went towards the living room. Now what I see, all the things are scattered. The bottle is open and the cushions are lying down on the floor. And suddenly I heard a sound coming from the kitchen. And I felt that I am alone in the house. Who is there? I got that danger, that am I in danger? Something is going to happen with me now right away. And I think the physical danger is the biggest danger that a human being can feel at a moment. So I ran away towards my bedroom, closed the door, and I called my husband and few friends who are living nearby. Please come and help me. I am sure somebody is there in the home. And I am panicking so much at this moment, even when I am thinking about it. So when I am panicking here right now, I will like to call one of the speakers to take this table topic round. And this table topic round, I'll give you a topic and you have to speak for 2 minutes. So who would like to volunteer first? Any guest? Okay, please. Any member who would like to start? Please raise your hand. Rishika, 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 Rishika. Rishika, your topic is, if you have 10 seconds of courage, what new thing you would try? Do you want me to repeat?
No, thank you. So it's a story of last Friday, where I was sitting on my couch watching movie Superbad. Those who don't know, it's a classical comic movie. And it was around 11:45 p.m. when I got the message from Aditya Patnaik that, do you want to participate in icebreaker speech? And I was in the mid of my movie where I was laughing. The moment I saw his message, I started panicking. And I saw 30 minutes of the movie where the comic was at the peak, but I did not laugh for even a single second because my panic attack was at my highest level. Then I took 45 minutes and thought that I will wait and then I see if I come to the conclusion whether I will feel like or I will not, but I couldn't. Then I just thought that I will take the lucky draw. I just created 2 chits and wrote yes or no, and I don't know why I picked up the yes chit, and I can't believe I said yes to Aditya Patnaik, and for last 2 days for the ice break speech, and from last 2 days I have been in my panic situation, and I hope next week I will give my ice break speech. Thank you. So that's the new thing that I will try.
Thank you so much, Rishika, for sharing your Friday evening. Who ruined it? So, scene 2. I'm still panicking in my room and I have no courage to open the door and see what is exactly there in my living room or in my kitchen. And due to the Bangalore traffic, of course, it took approximately 40 minutes to anyone to reach to me. So, guys, I'm still panicking. So, anybody wants to volunteer and give the second speech coming on this stage? Please raise your hand, any of the guests who would like to volunteer. Please come.
Yeshwant! 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 Yeshwant!
Yeah, sure. Yashwant? Your topic is, who is the most courageous person you know and why?
Yeah. So, good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. So, the most courageous person I know is my mom, actually. So, because from my childhood, in all my ups and downs, and she was the one who is behind me in every situation. So, rather when I got low marks in my exams, or if I didn't perform well in anything, so she's the one who who motivated me, and you can do, in such a way that you can do it, whatever the thing. And for anyone, when I was in my 12th or something, after going, that was the moment I was about to go to college, so that was in a different city altogether, so I was having that homesick. So, she was the one who encouraged me to go out, you have to grow in that way. And in every moment of my life, whenever I feel very low, and whenever I didn't feel like doing something, she's the one who is behind me. At this moment, I wanted to, talk about her and thank her also. Thank you, my mother.
Thank you so much, Yashwant, for sharing your story. Even when I was panicking in that room, I was thinking about my mom continuously. And just like Manjarika, I sing a different song. So I was doing Hanuman Chalisa for approximately 30 minutes. And the biggest thing was to open the door, I have to go again out of my bedroom and then open the door. So we will move to the next scene. But let's call the next speaker. Anyone from the members? Yeah, please, Aryan, come on stage. Aryan! 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 Aryan, your topic is courage the absence of fear or acting despite fear? Is courage the absence of fear or acting despite fear? Did you get the topic?
Yeah. So, good evening, bright hearts in this room and in Zoom. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So this topic is really, like half here and half there. One leg here and one leg there. It's like black and white. It's either the darkness is the absence of light, or there is a candle still burning somewhere in the darkness, yet there is darkness where there is no light. So it's a balance of both. Yeah, when you come here as a table topic speaker, you will feel that courage is, in spite of being afraid, you are here and you are giving your speech, delivering. So to feel the second part of it, you have to come here and give your speech. And the first part is being courageous is an absence of fear. That becomes when you are a seasoned speaker and you are giving more speeches. Being confident, you are practicing it well. That's how you will extinguish the fear, and the courage will be more. That's it. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Aryan. So, moving on to my evening. Now I am chanting Hanuman Chalisa and the 30 minutes has passed and the doorbell rang. Somebody is there to help me. And with all my courage, I hold the mosquito net on one hand and the cloth hanger on other hand just to save myself and open the door. And I ran towards the main door and opened. Now, earlier only one scared person was there in the house. Now we three are scared. We don't know what is there in the kitchen. We'll definitely move to the conclusion of this story. But I would like to call the next speaker. Any of the guests who would like to volunteer, please. Yeah, please, Laksh, come. Laksh, your topic is, what is the one courageous decision you took which made your life better?
Okay.
Over to you.
Sure. Thank you. Cool. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. So one courageous decision that I took was dropping after my 12th. So I got really bad marks in my 12th for when I was preparing for JEE, and something that has never stuck in my head was to take a break and prepare for it again. It was a very hard decision for me and for my family as well. I could not bear the load that I am not getting into a good college, and like my whole life I have been this student who has been the bright student in the school, and I could not comprehend that I would not getting into good college. So yeah, that was one of the worst moments of my life. I took the courage to drop, be behind my fellow mates, but that decision helped me a lot getting into a good college, and yeah, I mean, it was a game changer and a life changer moment for me. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Laksh, for sharing your story. Even I took a courageous decision, and now we all three are going towards the kitchen to find out who is that intruder in our house. And when we went there, all our stuff was gone. I have prepared pasta with a lot of efforts. It was also scattered everywhere. And the fruits and the fridge was open since last 1 hour. It was making some beep, 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 beep. I don't know. Then we saw nobody is there. We turned, and in the balcony, there was a surprise. We'll move to that, but let's call the another speaker. Can we have Divya on stage? Woo! Divya! 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 Divya, your topic is, what is harder, facing an external danger or facing your own insecurities?
Okay. Hello everyone, fellow Toastmasters and the dear guest. So I think from this topic, this is very clear that it depends on the situation. You can't predict that what the external factors may put you in, and that is something that you can't get out of sometimes. It is not in your hands. But thinking about your own insecurities, that is a fear on its own that can be overcome through a lot of things, but mainly through this notion of accepting that fear, that it will always be there, and in spite of that, we have to keep moving. So I'll give you a small example from my own life. So I used to be going into dance classes. I used to prepare a lot, and I used to be a very good dancer there. Now the D-Day comes and we perform on the stage, and finally when I was performing on the stage, I got blanked out. I stopped in the between. I was in the center stage because of course I used to perform good, but I think it was my own insecurities that I stopped, and everybody was looking at me. And soon after some of the movements, I realized that I need to overcome this, that this is gonna, this is something that I've prepared for so many days. I have to stop it and I have to continue. So after leaving one of the songs, I finally did the other half of the dance and went out of the stage. So I think, concluding onto that, I would say that insecurities can be overcome, but coming on to the external factors, these are something that's not in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we all turned, and there was a bunch of monkeys. No guys, this is not something to be laughed. I got almost heart attack. Okay, they could hurt me physically. So at the same time, I called my landlord, this is enough. We cannot take any more. Sometimes there are dogs, sometimes there are monkeys. We are leaving the flat. So any one of you have guesses of 2 BHK, please let me know. Okay. With that, I would like to call one last guest. Sir, can we have you on the stage, please? Vivek, 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 Vivek.
Hi. Thank you for my name.
Vivek, your topic is, if you have 10 seconds of courage, what new thing would you try? Should I repeat? If you have 10 seconds of courage, what new thing would you try? Over to you.
That's an interesting topic. It's, I think that if you have courage, if is a big statement to use, because every day in, day out, we think about if you have courage in every situation, right? Either with your office, with your family, or with your friends, with your some random stranger. But interestingly, one fresh thought in my mind, if I have courage for 10 seconds, had been 5 seconds also, I would definitely pick up a fight with some Karnataka policeman who stops me for helmet. The reason being, so it's, they are genuine and caring about us, that's okay. But they are like पकड़ेंगे, 1 सेकंड हेलमेट है उसको पकड़ लेंगे. So they are like finding Waldo. They are very good at finding Waldo. So I want to tackle that part which is not ethical. So that's about me and my 10 seconds of courage.
Okay, so here we end the table topic round, and I would like to give the stage back to the general evaluator for the day. Can we please welcome Toastmaster Mani on stage? Mani! 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 Mani!
Good evening once again to all the audience, our bright hearts and the future bright hearts. How is the meeting going?
Good.
Amazing. Glad to hear that. So now we are entering to the third segment of this meeting, which is called general evaluation, where we will be hearing the evaluation feedback from all the evaluators and the tag roles. Are you all ready for that? I have one thing to say to you all. Nudge your neighbors. Poke them up. Yes. Nudge your left side neighbors. Nudge your right side neighbors as well. Yes. And nudge yourself. So without further ado, now we will be hearing our first evaluator to share about the evaluation for our first speaker of Toastmaster Priyansh. Put your hands together in welcoming our first evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Deepak.
Deepak, 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 Deepak.
Thank you. So, good evening, everyone, again. And we had a very good speeches today. And as expected, Priyansh talked about his leadership, primary leadership style of democratic, preferential, and after that he wants to become a transformative leader. And then he talked about that he wants his leadership style to be flexible enough to change based on the situation. Very good, clear-cut understanding we got from you. Now I would like to talk about two highlights. There were many highlights, but two highlights and two improvement suggestions. So the first highlight is that you grabbed the attention of the audience, and today all the speaker did, but you were the first one. You grabbed the audience attention by asking a question that how many of you have put something in the Amazon cart and then finally closed that. Something which is everybody would have done, and they were able to immediately get your attention, started attending to you. The second one was gestures and I would say body language. So I like the way you spoke about Didi. Can we buy the TV? After 2 days, again the same thing. So the way this was delivered was like, actually it was looking like really it is happening. So that talks about, enacting or the good gestures. Very small improvement points. You did not make much use of the stage during your discussions. So one of the example could have been when you are talking about this is my preferential democratic style and I would like to go into a transformational or inspirational style of leadership, and then third one, whatever it is. And the another one, which is again a minor one, vocal variety, except for the Didi one that was very cutely and very accurately done. Rest of the time, your pitch was high, and it continued to be high. So you could look into making it, change it depending on what you are talking about. So in summary, it was great job done. You achieved the project objective, and you have grabbed the attention of audience and your body gestures, movement on stage, and some vocal variety would take your speech to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for sharing the evaluation about our first speaker. For me, the speaker's evaluation is like, I think you have followed and covered all the structure throughout in terms of the highlights, the improvements, and the conclusion. One piece of suggestion I have is like, what happened to the project objective? You were able to cover vocal varieties, body language. If you were able to tell what was your observation for the project objective, met, not met, so that may add to the evaluation summary. That was one piece of suggestion. And coming to our speaker, Toastmaster Priyansh, I have started seeing a transformation leader in you through your speech. One suggestion was already few improvements our evaluator told. From my side, what I felt is like, as your speech already opened with a question to the audience interaction, what if it has got that circular connection? If you would have ended the speech with the audience, I want to become a transformation leader. What about you? Which style you want to pick? That would have made and landed the right transformation impact to the audience. That was one small nitpick from my side. Otherwise, your speech, the vocal variety and the landing and anecdotes, it was very well done. Let's hear it up for our first speaker and evaluator. So now we will be moving on to hear about the second speaker's evaluator. So where our second evaluator is already present to nudge our second speaker. So put your hands together to welcome our second evaluator of the day to share about the feedback of second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Manjarika by Toastmaster Aditya. Please welcome. Adi. Adi. Adi.
Good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to Toastmaster Manjulika. Manjarika. Toastmaster Manjarika today did a great job in bringing out your 3 a.m. instances. You told us that you don't enjoy cheap thrills, you also enjoy Jai Jagdish Hare. And I think that's a very unique way of spending your 3 a.m. nights. I also loved your 2 friends. I don't know what steroids were they on. But one was tilting their head, the second was creating stories, and you loved their stories, and you kept on participating. It was really nice. Okay, so your speech objective was around how to demonstrate non-verbal communication and cues. And I think you did a fantastic job. You demonstrated ample amount of non-verbal cues today, so I would say you have achieved your speech objectives. What stood out for me as a highlight for her speech were 2 things. One is ample amount of humor that you have used right from the very beginning, where you started playing devotional songs just to make sure that your ghosts don't give you company. The flickering of light, where you said, I go and sing bhajans, devotional song all nights. So I think that was a very well played humor. And your body language was also there throughout the speech. First, for example, your tilted head, Akash, to running down the stage and talking about Chutki and her, and demonstrating your long hair, as part of your overall speech. So I think that was a job well done. Today you had, luckily, a paid actor, which was the stage. The stage started creaking in between. You realize that it was making some normal creaking sounds, which gave a ghostly feeling. But that was a good factor of luck for you. But great. 2 areas of improvement that I have for you is, maybe next time when you come on stage, you demonstrate, you don't talk too much to the audience, you look down a lot. So because there are some very nice expressions that you use, right? I would, nudge you to make sure that those expressions come out in the open, right, rather than looking down, because the impact is much more. Okay. Second thing is, in some places your voice modulation and your body language was not to the extent of, you know, some other places in your speech. So I would request you to keep that throughout your speech. Like for example, you were half scared. You could have said, I was half scared, but you were like, I was half scared, right? So you could have showed that you were scared. Rolling your eyes, you were like, oh, keeping my eyes awake instead of rolling your eyes. So it was just the opposite. So make sure that, you know, when you are giving such a speech, let that body language flow throughout the speech, right? So overall, great humor, great body language in number of instances. Keep more eye contact with the audience and try to demonstrate more body language throughout your speech, and that can take your speech to the next level. Overall, great job done, and all the best to you for your next projects. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for sharing your evaluation by nudging the speaker with all that body language and the vocal varieties. So one suggestion or a point of observation to the speaker, Toastmaster Manjarika, as already our evaluator covered, you were living in the scene. One example he showed in terms of the body language. One observation I have is that living in the emotion. Like you were like, I was scared that night. You know? I hope you got that. So in a way, living in that emotion, in that small little smiles, whatever you are having it. So just stay tuned to that. As a veteran speaker, I'm sure it will help you to grow even higher heights. And definitely, I thoroughly enjoyed all your speech humor, which you delivered very precisely. Likewise, our evaluator of the day, I'm not sure, Aditya, how do you bring humor in evaluation? That is something very nice. And I hope you will all nudge everyone with your learnings, how you will do that. Only one suggestion I have is that you have clearly explained about the areas of improvements, about minor nitpicks. I'm not sure at the conclusion it had, the 2 became 4 in terms of eye contact and also the body language in a different style. So I hope just not to confuse the speaker. In case if we reiterate the same conclusion what we spoke about, the 2 improvements, it may not create any confusion to the speaker. Otherwise, great evaluation with both second speaker and evaluator with a lot of humor. So do you all keep silence for that? Let's hear it out. Yes. Nudge your hands. Okay. So let's proceed further. For that, as we heard about the speech of our third speaker, Toastmaster Pooja, for that, our third evaluator is getting ready to nudge her feedback to the speaker. Put your hands together for our third evaluator, Toastmaster Maria.
Maria, 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 Maria.
Toastmaster Pooja. Start with 1. Introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. When you came on stage, you brought along with you what your mentor gave you, that calming presence, that clarity of thought. And your speech that shared this mentoring experience left me thinking about my past mentors as well. To talk about what you did well. Toastmaster Pooja, as I mentioned, you used pauses as a tool to not only convey clarity, but also to make us pause and think with you. Especially when you started and asked that question, have you ever felt that everything is happening all at once? You made sure you paused, looked at the audience, and waited for them to also take back what you asked them. You had a lot of quotes. Number 2 was the beautiful language you had used. You had multiple quotes, and your delivery of those quotes was done keeping in mind very clear intonations. So for example, when you talked about, you used the rule of 3, courage when we were finding ourselves out. Then you had another quote and another. You used 3 so that everybody can remember what a mentor is. So you did that really well in your speech. Now moving on to your areas of improvement. I love that you talked about your grandmother, Ammu, that you lovingly named. However, what I missed was, what was Ammu like? Was she a presence in your life that was there for years, you always called her? Was she somebody who, where did she stay? What was your relationship with her? I missed that because she felt like a character that was pivotal to you. She was one of your mentees who helped you with clarity. So if you could add a bit more characters and characterization to your speech, that would really take us along with you on your journey. Number 2, you talked about your experience and what your mentors have shared and advice that they have given you. However, I wanted to know how you embodied it as a protege. When you shared about you didn't know what to do, and you talked about I put it into 3 categories. However, how did you get that mental clarity? How did you come up with those categories? What is a tool that your mentor gave you or something that you learned yourself that we can take back and remember that, okay, the next time I feel like I don't have clarity, I'm going to do this, like the rule of 3 or some kind of framework that we can also adopt. And the last thing was, I would like to know, you said you were an advocate, and that in itself is a profession that requires a lot of mentoring, a lot of learning. So I was missing that story. How did you come to become an advocate? Were there people in your life that left a mark? Because coming to that position, I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of people you would have met, a lot of small mentors that would have helped you become an advocate. So you skipped time, you talked about your call with Ammu and then you skipped into Toastmasters. I wish you would have filled that time skip with another story about your profession and your professional growth, because that way all of us would also know how can somebody like you come on this stage and become an advocate and share. So in conclusion, I love your pauses and clarity. I loved your quotes. If you could work on your characterization, your answering the how, as well as adding another story, I think your speech can go to the next level. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maria, for sharing your feedback to our third speaker, Toastmaster Pooja, which you shared about the mentor and protege. Of course, I was overwhelmed by sharing your experiences on that. So one piece of advice or suggestions provided by your evaluator, let's incorporate on those things. And one suggestion I have is probably to both third speaker and evaluator, whatever you're delivering, though there are certain situations, add smile to your content so that the audience as well as the speaker with the constructive feedback, they will feel little, as per me, slight empathetic point of view to reach out whenever you are giving any of the feedback, that to specifically areas of improvement point of view and areas of any message that will land in the conclusion. So adding that, it will definitely connect. So otherwise, you both have well done with your objective as well as with your evaluation. So what we will do now? Exactly. As we have done with our evaluators, so now we will be moving forward in terms of calling my army, my courageous role takers who are going to come with their feedback on the speech to nudge every role taker about their what went well and what needs to be improved through our role takers. So put your hands together in welcoming our first tag role taker, that is our R counter of the role. So put your hands together for Toastmaster Jermaine.
Keep going, I want to hear this. That's why it took longer. Wow, I almost feel like, let me nudge myself. Good evening, Toastmaster. Wow, I have to say, I almost feel like a celebrity right now. Hope you click the pics, okay? So I am back with the 10 seconds of courage to share my report. And please don't curse me. It is not to call out your mistake, only to make you aware of your speaking habits. So I will start first with the flawless speaker. First one is our ex-president, Mani. He was flawless with only one repetition. Yes, you got that. And next flawless speaker was our very cute Pragya. She is sweet, okay, with her horror story. And almost near perfect was, I would say, Priyan with 1 A, and Pooja 1, and Maria 2, and Manjarika no A's, and anything, but just few repetition. So they were near perfect. And after that, I will go with the order. We had a repetition of saying who and I and 1 A. Almost good. Our president, Sayuj, no us, but and so was there, and few more times of so. And Badri has and step 2 repetition, right? So no us for you too. And coming to the evaluators, Deepak has multiple time and repetition like you know, and you have repeated sentences like clear cut, of, and that. These are few words you repeated. Aditya, you have few R's and you have repeated that was one time. And Maria, you have 2 R's and you have a habit of saying however, and 1 repetition was her. And coming to the table topic speakers, Rishika, right? 1 A and habit of saying I multiple times. You value yourself, that's good. Yashwan, a few R's and you repeat so like you know, or few repetitions. Put it down, I'll take my time. Aryan, you have multiple R's and repetition of yeah and do. I'm running fast, okay? Lakshan, right? And few times and repetitions like and yeah. You have the habit of saying yeah. Divya, I love you. Okay. So Divya, few time Vivek, no asked, almost perfect, only use so. And Somin was also perfect. I missed out to praise. Had I done it, he's not clicked it. Arna, 1 time and Samrat also 1 time Arna, Samrat, almost near perfect, and you were all flawless. That was my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Junmin, for nudging all the role takers with their feedback. So one suggestion, as you are also growing Toastmasters, one of the observation or a suggestion what I have is, anytime when we are coming on stage as an introduction, see if there is a possibility to explain to the audience what is CRPF, along with an example, so that anyone who is listening to it, what are crutches, repetition boards, pauses, fillers, which happens in any of the public speaking stage. Otherwise, I loved the way how you were very much listening and all ears towards each and every speakers on the stage. It's not an easy job. Let's hear it up for our accountant. So moving on to next, we are having one of the special role taker. Do you all remember what's the role name? Mystery Master. Yes. Mystery Master. Let's welcome our Mystery Master to reveal that mystery. Toastmaster Samath on stage to nudge you all.
Welcome to Kaun Nahi Banega Crorepati. So all of you know the rules. 1 question with or without the options. There will be 4 options in case if there are any options. So the question 1, Toastmaster gives claims on what basis? DCP points, option 2, arcade tokens, option 3, ACP points, option 4, none of the above. Anna raised her hand first. Correct answer. Question 2. What was Mayank's friend's name who told him about Toastmasters? Option 1, Yash. Option 2, Raj. Option 3, Samay Raina. Option 4, none of the above. Raj? Should I lock it? Yeah? If you would have said none of the above, you would have won. You would have won. Yeah. Penalty. Because of timer Mahashay, we won't be able to give him the penalties. Who told Divya about Toastmasters? Her mentor. Option 2, school teacher. Option 3, a person in her office. Option 4, all of the above. Yes, that's the right answer. That's mentor. He said mentor. He said mentor, right? What did he say? Last question. Okay. What did Rishika say yes to Adi? Option 1, a coffee date. Option 2, a movie. Option 3, robbing a bank. Or option 4, icebreaker speech. Yes, that's the correct answer. Thank you, and back to our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samath, for revealing this mystery with all your questions and the options as well. So let's move on ahead. Do you know who is going to come next? Yes. For us, it is nudge counter for today. Yes, put your hands together in welcoming our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Arna. Arna, Arna,
Thank you so much. When Badri asked for the activity, I wrote down people won't use word of the day as my biggest fear. And thanks to my very gentle nudges, that fear did not come true. Mani himself used the word of the day 11 times, sorry, 16 times, which is just insane. The total count is 26, which I'm sure is a record. Okay, coming to some phrases or words that could have been used a little better. So a few nitpicks, like talk 10 seconds of courage. Any topic you have could have been talk for 10 seconds on courage or any related topic. The moment between the fear and the action should have been the moment between the fear and an action. She surprised saying yes should have been she was surprised by saying yes, or she surprised herself by saying yes. One last nitpick would be from the behind should have been from behind, because you weren't referring to a very specific thing which is behind you were referring to. Now, I wanted to talk about two very quick things. So first is use of articles, which all of us struggle with a little bit. So we have the, and an. The refers to a specific item. So for example, when you say writing the suicide note was used in the meeting, which should have been writing a suicide note, because we didn't know which suicide note you were talking about. Similarly, when talking about an individual, like I am advocate, an article here can be used an. So I am an advocate. This is a thing that I saw throughout the meeting with multiple role takers. So we can be a little cautious about using the, and an. When it's a specific thing, the should be used, and when it's non-specific, or an should be used. With that, I want to come to some lovely usages of grammar. So Aditya called the stage a paid actor. Priyansh used concerned parties, which is a word I've not heard outside corporates. Manjarika said devotional songs to keep me company, in which she personified devotional songs, treating it as a person that would keep her company. I also want to highlight that Pooja used the more I thought, the more confused I begin. And our guest, Lakshay, used two things, which was bear the load and I could not comprehend, which was lovely. That's it for my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arna, for sharing the grammarian report. Have you all noticed that I have missed one thing in the previous segment, my transition, but I will cover it now, which is about acknowledging our special role taker as well. Whatever the segment you have run, it was very well done. Only one suggestion I have is that if the instructions were very well clear at the start, you would have got even more time in the second segment. Instead of 4, it would have become like 6 to 7 questions. That was one suggestion, but it was a great role taker where first time we are seeing as a mystery master in today's our Bright Hearts meeting. And coming to our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Arna, you have covered and started the report in terms of incorrect usages along with word of the day counter. Thank you for sharing that highest usage of word counter of the day. And one suggestion I have is you have got a very important thing about articles usage of the English grammar point of view. I would have one small suggestion. If you would have used that tip as your intro part, maybe it would have saved your report time and you would have covered more best usages and saving running out of time. As a veteran Toastmasters, I would like to do that. And but otherwise, you have done a great job, precise analysis, and right catch of incorrect usages. Let's hear it up for our grammarian. So moving to my last role taker in my tags team, which is our timer of the day. Put your hands together to welcome our timer of the day, Toastmaster Somil Gupta.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters. So, since morning I was nudging myself to press that bell button. And thank you for the auxiliary role takers that I was able to press it every single time. Okay, but I feel that the prepared speeches and the evaluators did a great job in nudging themselves to keep themselves within the time window. So kudos to all of you. Starting with the prepared speeches, Priyansh took 5 minutes 18 seconds. Manjarika took 6 minutes 20 seconds. Pooja took 6 minutes 40 seconds. Talking about the evaluations, Deepak took 3 minutes 30 seconds, dot on time. Aditya took 3 minutes 6 seconds. And Maria, where is Maria? Maria took 3 minutes 25 seconds. Talking about the table topic speakers, Speaker Rishika took 1 minute 30 seconds. Yashwant took 1 minute 9 seconds. Aryan took 1 minute 40 seconds. Lakshay took 1 minute 2 seconds. Divya took 1 minute 50 seconds. And Vivek took 50 seconds. Our presiding officers, Sayoj, Mani, General Evaluator Mani, TMOD of the day, Badri, all were well in time. Arna, German, Samarth, you guys exceeded your time, and I have a small suggestion for that. I see that during the initial, when you came on the stage for the first time, you guys took almost 1 minute to just explain your role. Maybe you can utilize that time to give the instructions so that you can save the time when you come on the stage for the second time, right? Yeah, apart from that, meeting started a bit late. It started at 4:05 and I think we will end a bit late too. Apart from that, everything went well. Thank you so much. I was looking at you.
On time, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmasters Somil, for sharing your report and also observing on time what time it got started, the meeting, and each and every role taker's time consumed. So one small suggestion I have for you, Somil, is that whatever you are coming on stage, it's like as a timer of the day, it is a timer responsibility to ensure break is also running on time, maybe catching up with presiding officer, so that every role taker post break will get the enough time. So, and also ensuring that we are running on time, as you said. As our timer thrown a challenge at us, we may delay the meeting, but I hope we'll try to ensure that we will be within the meeting time. Let's hear it up for our wonderful timer observations. Toastmasters Somil. So now we will be entering towards the meeting evaluation segment, where here I would like to share some of my observations right from the start to the end of this meeting. As we have noted, there was some minor delay due the start of the meeting. I think it is due to some of the technical difficulties. If there is a possibility, we will try to start on time. Okay, acknowledged. Yes. So, yes. So coming to all the role takers towards SA, I think you have started the meeting asking about the 10 seconds of courage to take a role taker, which role you want to take. One suggestion I have for you is like adding a club mission in the SA speech about empowering, and towards the public speaking and leadership skills. There is a club mission which can be emphasized more in our SA speech. Otherwise, whatever the technical setup, where I have joined on time in the Zoom setup and I started listening and observing the stage through the Zoom. I didn't miss any one of the word as well. Yes, let's hear it up for our SA too. And moving on to our presiding officer, I think you checked all the boxes in terms of what to cover, introducing the guests, the awards, the DCP points, along with introducing the guests, opening the meeting, and connecting yourself with the theme. And also, I would like to acknowledge Arna for capturing these observations in absence of me at the start of the meeting. One suggestion, maybe which I learned through my mentor, I would like to say any time when we are coming on the stage of a public platform, try to avoid keeping hands in the pocket. Try to avoid keeping hands in the pocket. One of the public speaking nudge, it says that it may be you are trying to hide something. So try to open up your hands. That is one small of suggestion I have for you. But otherwise, all boxes are checked as part of the presiding officer. In the interest of time, moving forward to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Badri. I think you have done great job in terms of picking 10 seconds of courage. I was hearing this for the first time, and you have executed, and you have a very activity planned and a special introduction to each and every role taker too. One suggestion I have for you is like you have planned a very beautiful activity of bursting the fear or the whatever people have those things. Only one suggestion I have for you is like at the start of the speech, you ask them write it, and at the third speech, you ask them to burst it. After third speech, and after break, you gave the conclusion. In case there was a connection of the analogy why you asked people to burst it, it would have immediately connected the message. Maybe the conclusion can be, I tried a lot of times to burst these fears, and I was successful. That's how I picked this theme. That way it can go ahead. But otherwise, whatever the role and the effort you kept it, it was all well interesting and everyone was into that theme content as well. So moving on to our table topics master, Toastmaster Prigya. I think you have used the theme majority of the times, utilizing the 10 seconds of courage, what you want to do, how you want to implement, what you want to tell. So this was very nicely done and all your topics are connecting to this. And you were able to cover 6 of the speakers, guest members, like 2 members, 4 guests. Only one suggestion I have is you have a beautiful transition story. If you were able to put it at the transitions, but what happened to the speakers? I felt you are more focused to your story and you forgot what speaker has spoken to share the transition. Because as a host, it is also very much important to acknowledge the one who left the stage. So otherwise your topics, and I feel everyone able to start to, kudos to all the table topic speakers, where I noticed within fraction of time, like less than 5 seconds, they were able to start the speech. Whether it is right from our member Rishika, Aryan, or even through our guest, Yashwant or Laksh, Divya as well, where they started all the speeches in time. Only guess, I am so much overwhelmed by seeing that how you came to the stage and you have the structure, the body, and the conclusion too well utilized and used by our speaker Divya, where you have concluded what is your theme about, and Laksh concluded why he picked his mom, and Rishika concluded like what was the 10 seconds act in the last Friday's thing. So this is some of the very important things when we come and speak about the table topics. If there is any specific feedback, I would like to provide offline in the interest of time. And also I would like to acknowledge, I hope I didn't miss anything, acknowledge the efforts, each and everything kept behind this meeting. The PR poster on time, the agenda on time, and all the role takers, no backouts. It's a great kudos and great efforts to all the ExCom leaders as well. So let's hear a loud cheer to all the role takers, all the table topic speakers, and to yourself as well. So that's all I would like to share as a general evaluation report. Now it's time for you all to take the new organ of your body, which is this electronic gadget, and go to your browser and type in the link bit.ly/BHTM vote 2. So in this link, you can vote for the best role taker, evaluator, table topic speaker, and the auxiliary role taker. And the most important thing, the meeting feedback as well. Is this link clear, or anyone needs any help? Yes. Is it better? Yeah, yes, all S are off. Say, can you please confirm the number of votes? How many we have? On. You come in the picture. I need to take pictures of you, or you sit down. Okay. Smile. Yes. we are waiting for the voting nominations, so we request everyone to submit. Can I see an acknowledgement who has submitted your votes? Okay, okay. We have a couple of members submitting. Yes. So as you all continue voting, so that's all my time on this stage. And thank you so much for your patient listening. Now I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sayuj Varghese.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Mani, for that wonderful evaluation. So good to see an evaluator, general evaluator, doing the evaluation without a pad. And the first time that I came to Bright Hearts, I think the second meeting that I was in Bright Hearts, Toastmaster Mani was the general evaluator, and I saw him evaluate the whole meeting without a pad, and I was like, wow, I want to do that someday. And that still remains a dream for me, but great evaluation, Toastmaster Mani. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I believe every role taker that has come on stage will learn a lot from what you have given. Thank you so much. And with that, I have a couple of announcements. September is the date when Brightiversary is coming. So 27 September, we will have Brightiversary. It will be at a venue in HSR somewhere. We will decide that. We will have the information set out. The role taker information will also be coming out. Anyone wants to volunteer, please do reach out to Priyansh and Arna and Aditya or me, and we will figure out how to get the role things done and role takers put in. So what we are going to do is make a team and make Brightiversary very bright. The other thing that we have on the agenda is sometime next week, we will have a Moments of Truth. It will be an offline meeting where we will conduct that. All the members are requested to join. I will send out a poll out regarding the time where we could meet. This is a meeting where you would be providing feedback in terms of how the club is performing, what needs to be done, what are the changes that is required, etc. So your participation is absolutely required. Plus, this is a mandate from Toastmasters International. So watch out for that and make sure that you guys are in attendance, and it will be an online meeting. Other than that, quick thing, I'll have guest Lakshya on stage to just talk about how you felt about the meeting. Lakshya, 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 Lakshya.
Cool. Yeah. The meeting was great. I was really inspired with some of the speeches that you guys gave, with all the humor and all the feedbacks that were given. So, yeah, really exciting, and yeah, probably I'll look more into it and make my mind to join. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lakshya. And with that, just almost within time, okay, the first is the best auxiliary role taker. Toastmaster Somil. Toastmaster Somil, that was a wonderful role that you had played, especially making sure the auxiliary role players maintain their time. That's always difficult, but great job done as a timer. Next is best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Rishika. Toastmaster Rishika, it is nice to hear that now we have a new villain in the house. The VP head is always the villain, but I'm very glad I'm no more the villain. Okay, the best role player goes to Toastmaster Money. Money, money. Money, money. Toastmaster Money, it is always a delight to see you on stage giving your evaluation. I think your evaluations are just so on point and so much that we learn from it. Thank you so much. Okay, the next is the best evaluator is Toastmaster Aditya. Adi. 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 Oh. Let me hand it over to you. Wow. Toastmaster Aditya, you should teach how to incorporate humor in evaluation. And as Mani also mentioned, that is a skill that is natural to you. And the way you evaluate it, it's on point, but yet with humor. So people do get engaged, and that's something I do really want to learn from you. Great job done. Okay, so the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Manjarika. Manju, 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 Manju. Toastmaster Manjarika, thanks for opening up. Now we know how to scare you. But that speech was full of humor, and it was uncharacteristics of you, because that's something that I saw a new you, where you've introduced humor in your speech, and I felt that you're much more confident on stage. Congratulations and great job done.
Where do we have to see which camera?
A round of applause for the winners. Congratulations. And with that, we declare the meeting number 93 closed. Please come up for a photograph.